LCS tier list. Okay, wait. Is LCS done? Let's see. What's LCS doing? Let's check out LCS. Okay. How many of these rosters are completed? Okay, so Dignitas is the only one that's not completed. Okay. Yeah, we can look at this. Shopify Rebellion. Okay, Shopify Rebellion. The team that replaced TSM. For people that don't know, Shopify Rebellion is the team that took TSM's slot out of the old TSM team. They retained 3 people. Their coach, Revan, who I thought was doing a very good job. I think Revan is an extremely smart guy. And I was very impressed with what he was able to do with the lineup. He made TSM a competitive team. They were 1 game away from winning a best of 5. They're very close to winning a best of 5 with a roster that was insanely budget. The only thing I didn't like is that they tried Ruby. I think that was the only decision, like coaching decision, that I think was weird, was trying Ruby. I think Insanity was playing extremely well. But they, after 3 games of seeing Ruby play, they never wanted to see him play again. And they sent him back to Korea. So good on them for that. Boogie, he was okay. Not huge on him. Insanity, I'm very high on. I think Insanity is an extremely good player. I thought he really showed up last year. He was a huge reason why TSM was winning games. He gave them just a different angle. Like, he gave them a different look where you had to always consider Insanity's champion pool. You had to consider if he was going to play Kai'Sa mid. He was playing the Graves mid that people weren't expecting. He played Lucian and actually had a really good Lucian game in playoffs. He played Xerath in game 5 and he was ahead. He could also play like the standard meta picks as well. I thought that he was a very interesting player. So I like him staying on the team. I think he gives them some spice. You need a player like that. If your team is not a top tier team, you need an angle, somebody who is going to make your team scary. And I think Insanity is that guy. It's kind of the same way with OMG. I always liked that Cream was the melee mid type of guy where you always had to consider, especially early on in his career. He kind of became more stable later on. But early in his career, you always had to consider his Sylas, his Akali, his Yasuo that he was willing to play, Kiana. Like, you always had to look for these angles because he was so good on those picks. Zeyzal, I think that he's a very important player for teams like this. He's somebody who gives team structure, and Zeyzal has been extremely efficient when it came to like performing in tier 2. In tier 2, this guy is like the shot caller you put on your team is going to be good. He won with C9, then he went to Disguise, they won again. So this guy like won in Academy. He was good when he was with C9. His EG days weren't even bad either. Like, they weren't even really bad. I know he hasn't been in the LCS in like, 2 years now? But I think Zeyzal is actually really important for a team like this. I think people are going to see this team as the worst team in LCS based off lineup, but I could see this team being like 6th, 5th. Like, I could see them definitely, like, I could see this team outperforming 100 Thieves, for example. River, Quinn, Meech, Ayla, Sniper. I could see Shopify Rebellion, even though they're worse on paper, I could see them outperforming 100 Thieves. I think they'll outperform Immortals, and I think they'll probably outperform Dignitas as well. I think this team is actually not bad. The only person who I look at this team and I'm like, this guy is not good, is B-Voy. Fake God, I was very low on Fake God last time he was in LCS, as everyone remembers. I watched a decent amount of Disguised games. This guy, he's back on the grind. He's super high rated in solo queue again. He's tryharding. He had success in Academy. He did everything that he needed to do. He won Academy. He's back. All right, he's back. I think he'll be decent. I think he'll be decent in LCS. I'm actually happy that he like took some time off, because it felt like his career trajectory, he needed to like take a break and rebuild himself. And now it looks like he just has more confidence. Even when you just play with him in solo queue, he just looks like he has more confidence in general as a player. He's just enjoying things again. So, okay. And he's just better than Hanser, right? Objectively, he's just better than Hanser. So this team, the only person that I'm suspect of is B-Voy. Dude, so I watched some LLA because I was betting on LLA randomly with Forest, and I watched some LLA and I watched some Brazil over the last couple years. B-Voy, I just don't think he's good, man. I really just don't think he's good. Like, he was in CBLOL last year before he was in LLA. And I don't know. I feel like he's probably going to be the worst AD carry. We have to see who Dignitas has, who Dignitas ends up getting. But I could see him just being the worst AD carry in LCS. Okay, FlyQuest roster. This roster is a little weird because you have Bwipo, Inspired, Jensen, Masu, and Bucio. Let me look up something. Masu, I know he's played in NA for like his whole career. He's an NA resident, right? Masu is an NA resident. Okay, so he was born in Iraq, but he is an NA resident. This guy is good. Masu is good, by the way. He's another player that you play with in solo queue, like that you just know he's a beast. He's just consistent. This guy is pro level, and he deserves to get this opportunity. I like seeing players like him move up quickly because simply, I mean, he just deserves it, right? Masu, Jensen, Inspired, Bwipo. So the thing about this is that I've heard Inspired is getting a green card, right? Inspired is getting a green card. So he's going to be considered NA resident. So they're only going to have one import in Bwipo. Jensen is not considered an import. He's a resident as well. So you have Inspired, Jensen, that will be residents. So you have an open import slot. So I'm surprised they only used one of their 2 import slots. I mean, Bwipo I think is good. I think Inspired is literally like just insane. I think Inspired is so fucking good. Jensen is all right. Masu Busio I think will be decent. Bwipo is a bad top laner. I disagree. I think Bwipo is a good top laner. I think he's somebody who you want to have on your team too. I think he's another player that can be special. Yeah, I disagree. I think Bwipo Inspired actually is the high point of this team. I'm most excited for Bwipo Inspired Masu. PoE instead of Jensen? Nah, I mean Jensen. I'll take Jensen over PoE, bro. Come on. It's because Nemesis and Larson rejected them according to Wooloo. That's interesting. I mean, I would have liked to see Nemesis on this team. I think that this is the type of team he should come back to play in, right? Because when you look at the rosters, right, Cloud9 looks good. Energy will probably be good. And then outside of that, like, third place is pretty open. Like, this is a team that should be top 3, top 4 right off the bat. I don't think that you can put them lower than any one besides for Cloud9, Energy, and maybe Team Liquid. When you look at Immortals, 100 Thieves, Dignitas, like these rosters don't look very good. So I feel like this would have been a really good opportunity for him to come back and play competitive. Inspired is an import still for next split. What weren't people talking about him getting a green card? I mean, if he's still an import, then yeah, they just don't have a slot for him. Okay. Anyways, I think this team is solid. Let's talk about TL. I know everyone was really hyped. A lot of like casters and stuff on social media, people were hyped to see Yeon returning to this TL lineup. Dude, I don't think Yeon performed for a rookie split or a rookie year. I understand that he was playing on a team where it was very like hard for him to acclimate, but I just don't believe in Yeon. Like, he didn't show me what I needed to see. I just don't think he has it. I don't think he could be top tier. So that's already something I'm surprised about. I thought that they were just going to run it back with double lift. I thought they were just going to bring double lift back. It'll be Impact, double lift, Core JJ with APA and Umti, and that was going to be their squad. Because I still think double lift is a better AD carry than Yeon. I think Yeon is pretty bad at team fighting, and I think that this is something that plagued Team Liquid all year, and this is why they threw so many games, is their AD carry was not proficient enough to carry the leads that he was given in games. So Yeon, I'm not sold on, right? I'm not sold on Yeon. Umti, I don't get the Umti one at all, because I think Umti was bad, bro. I think Umti was just like one of the worst junglers in LCK. So I don't understand why they decided to take him. I think that they could have just taken Mur instead. I think that this guy was... I mean, he was ready in their organization. I thought that that's who they would take. Yeah, the guy that used to be named Arthur. I thought that this was going to be the player that they would just plugged in. This guy. I thought they were just going to plug him in because he already played on TL Academy for a year. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Umti. I was not a fan of most of the bro players, though. I know people said like Lord Morgan or like Umti was fine. I thought he was bad. But yeah, I mean, this is another team where I feel like now they just have no firepower. They're kind of like that Heretics lineup where I want to see like some player that could just be completely cracked. And if you're going to slot in like APA and Yeon, I want to see a carry top with that. But they have like Impact, who's a really stable player, who's never going to lose lane. He's going to be like he's at his best when he's playing tanks. But then you have him playing tanks and frontlining for Yeon. That sounds not good in my mind, which is why I think I slightly prio FlyQuest over them. What's next? Okay, we got 100 Thieves. We got 100 Thieves next. Okay, so River is the big signing here. He was on Golden Guardians last year. River's always been good in LCS since he's came over. Cool. Meech is a player that's pretty hyped up. Like, yeah, he was on Disguise. He's good. I don't think he's as good as Masu, personally. I think Masu's better, but Meech is also really good. He's another player that definitely deserves to get this opportunity. Ayla, I think, is bad. I don't know, man. Even on EG, even when they were winning, I just don't think this player is good. And then Sniper, I feel like it's a little too early for him to be playing in LCS. I feel like it's a little early for Sniper, even though I think he has insane potential, and I think that he'll be good. I just hope that Sniper doesn't get this opportunity, underperform, because he's super young. He also wasn't playing competitive for a little bit before this, and then his like reputation is ruined. Yeah, Sniper is finally of age. He's there with 100 Thieves. So overall, I mean, I expect this to be a bottom 4 team. I don't think they'll be as bad as Immortals. I think they'll probably be better than Dignitas, depending on AD carry support, I guess. I don't really know what AD carry support is going to be slotted in for Dig, but unless Dig has super good AD carry support, I'll probably put 100 Thieves like 6th. Cloud9, this is the best roster period that we have. Fudge, Blabber, Jojo, Berserker, Vulcan. Okay, so they have the best mid laner in the league, in my opinion. I think Jojo's just the best mid laner. He might be even the best player in LCS when he's performing. Berserker is another person that, if Jojo's not the best player in LCS, then it's either Blabber or Berserker most of the time. Like, these are just 3 of the best players that you have in the entire league. Vulcan's historically been one of the best supports in LCS history. And then Fudge has not had great international performances, but he's always solid in LCS. For the most part, should just be the best roster. Like they have the best jungler, even though Contracts was better than Blabber at points at the end of last year. If I were to say who I think are the best players in their roles in LCS, these three I would say are the best in their roles in LCS. And Vulcan, before last split, I would say he's the best support. I mean, look at the other supports in the league right now. You have Core JJ, Zazel, Busio, Ayla, Ole, Huhi. And Vulcan could easily just be the best support again, right? He could easily be the best support again. They could just have 4 or 5 of the best players in their role. Like they should just win LCS for sure. All right, boys, we're at Immortals. This lineup I fucking hate. I fucking hate this Immortals lineup, boys. It is what it is. Not only do they have one ERL Korean who's in his mid-20s. He's not in his mid-20s. I think he's in his like early 20s. But they have a failed Korean player that was playing in ERLs that they brought over. They doubled up, bro. They doubled up, and they have Castle Mask. I would hate to play on this team. Like, we just have double ERL LCK import mid and top. I get it, bro. Last year you had solo Balulu, so you tried to upgrade with Castle Mask, which that does sound like an upgrade, but I just don't believe in players like this, man. Now, I saw Mask play on Unicorns of Love with Peach, bro. I literally watched those games. I watched those games on stream. That's one of the reasons I was a Peach hater, is because I watched that UOL team. But I don't think that this, like, I don't know. I just don't see much promise in this team. Castle Mask is just whatever to me. Armeo started off really well in summer, fell off a cliff. Tactical Ole. I just hate seeing players like Castle get signed, because there's just players that I thought were performing last year that are from NA that didn't get signed. Like, how is Immortals getting Castle over Revenge? I know that there was like some fuckery with the contracts, but like, how is Revenge after his best split not in LCS anymore? If he was good enough to remain in LCS before, even if the slots went down, I would say Revenge definitely earned his spot in LCS, right? How about Licorice? Licorice came off his best year in 3 years. He had rough times, bro. Like, Licorice was bad. There was times where I would not have said that he doesn't belong in LCS. He belongs now in LCS. How is Licorice not getting a job? Licorice, Revenge, bro. Both of them should have jobs. Seeing a player like Castle come in, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how good he is. I just never... like these imports that come to these bad teams, it feels like they almost never work out. Dignitas, we don't know the full roster. It's the only team we don't know the full roster of. Rich, XU, and Dove. Dove was okay with IG. Not a huge fan of XU. I don't think that, like, when I look at the other junglers in LCS, I think XU is just the worst jungler there, right? Contracts, good. Blabber, good. Armeo, mid. Bad for LCK, will probably be mid to good in LCS then. River, always good in LCS. Inspired, Beast. Boogie, serviceable in LCS. Like, XU should just be the worst jungler. So they have the worst jungler in the league, in my estimation, with 2 Korean solo laners. That's tough, bro. That's borderline unwinnable. And then we don't know who their AD carry support is, but out of like available AD carry supports that you'd think would join, number one, they can't get imports because Dove and Rich are locked in. Out of available AD carry supports, you have what, like Tomo could just continue. Like Double Lift is somebody who I guess is an option, but I don't think it will actually happen. Who would you have there as support? Okay, we have Aloud. Okay, Core JJ. I mean, Sven wanted to play AD carry. Maybe Sven plays AD carry for this team. Maybe Stixay plays AD carry for this team. Who plays support? Winsome. Treats can't join because he's an import. Poom. Dude, Poom had a horrible last split on Dignitas. Winsome's import, right? It can't be Winsome either. Yeah, bro. I don't know, man. Like, it's slim pickings here. It is slim pickings. Any news on Spica? Yeah, he's currently door dashing my food right now, so we'll see him soon. He'll make an appearance on the stream. He is door dashing my McDonald's as we speak. Oh, Winsome is an A. Yeah, actually, yeah, Winsome is an A, but still, it looks bad. Last but not least, Energy. One change. Huhi for Ignar. Still should be good. I think that they'll be the second best team. They seem like they really found something with Dokla Contracts Palafox. They just hit their stride, and they actually delivered for a long enough period of time that I'm comfortable saying that they should be the second best team. FBI Huhi. FBI Huhi, they played together before. They were good when they played together. Generally speaking, they probably want to play together again. So I think this team will be solid. I think this will be a solid second best team, yeah. Maybe FlyQuest clears them, but like FlyQuest has way more question marks. Like, what is Jensen's form going to look like, right? His year on Dig was not great. Is Masu actually going to be able to live up to the hype? Is Busio legit? Is he still going to have is he going to continue improving? Is he going to stagnate? It's hard to say. One of the things is invisible, but when I place it, it won't look as invisible. Okay. Let's tier our teams. Number 1, Cloud9. Number 2, Energy. I'm going to put them a tier below. 3 and 4, I'm going to go FlyQuest and TL. FlyQuest 3rd. This is going to be a quick little tier list. Okay, next, I'm going to go Shopify Rebellion and 100 Thieves. And then in D tier, as always, I'm going to go Dignitas last and Immortals here. Boom. That's the tier list. IMT last for sure. I don't know. I can see IMT being better than Dignitas. Like I said, I don't believe in their... I don't see... Okay, so I don't really believe in Dignitas topside identity. Like, I like when... If you're going to import, right, and you're going to go for double import, I like mid jungle double import or like top jungle double import. I don't like double import of unproven players with a jungler that is bottom tier in the league. I generally don't like that format because I feel like both laners are just not going to be able to get what they need out of their jungler in order to actually carry the games. And I think that's a big issue. We've seen that time and time again.